Steve from Eclipse Brewing. Today I'm going to do a review and a little bit of a road test on the first ever stainless steel siphon made by Anthony over at Brewsssential. I was lucky enough to pick one up these a little while ago, so first I'm going to open it up and show you what I got in the set. There's three different options when you buy one of these brew siphons. There's a bare bones one, which is just a siphon. There is one that comes with the siphon and the clip, and then there's one that comes with everything, and that's the one I got. It comes with obviously the stainless steel siphon, which is pretty schmeck. Anthony says that this is the last siphon you ever need to buy, hand it down to your kids. So I'm hoping that's the case, because I myself have only ever broken one, but I've got another one that doesn't really work that well. I don't know why. I think it's just worn out. So that's the main part of it. It's beautiful. It's really nice, and it's got some weight to it too. It's a beautiful piece of stainless steel, and then it comes with the 100% silicone hose as well. This is a special made 11mm. You cannot use a 1/2 inch, as the 1/2 inch is too big. You can use the 3/8 of an inch. Apparently most good silicone tubes will squeeze over that 11mm, but they make a special 11mm tube. It comes with 3 cleaning attachments as well. So that's pretty cool, because as far as I'm concerned, cleanliness and sterility and bacteria removal is probably the most important part to something you're going to have for a long time. This unit is able to be baked. I watched a review from Brian at Circuited Brewing. I'm going to put the link to that down the bottom. If you don't know Circuited Brewing, definitely go check out his channel. Amazing reviews, and he's got some more information about a lot of the other products out there at the moment. So do yourself a favour and go check that one out. So I'm going to actually bake it today as well. I think that's something I need to make sure that it does hold up to what he says it can do, so I'm going to bake it in the oven. My process for baking something, anything medical or stainless steel for sterilization purposes, will be 400 degrees for 1 hour, and that should be plenty to get it where it needs to go, especially for sours, because my next brew is going to be a sour, so I'm going to test it out for the sour before I get there. This is the thing I think is really cool about this system. It's got 2 fittings. This is the fitting that I think the industry has needed for a long time. I watched a demonstration. I checked it out at the NHC just recently and spoke with Anthony and loved the product. This goes on to multiple buckets and holds it without it slipping around, because I've put it in. You know, I think it's not an issue with the carboys, the glass ones. Definitely with the plastic fermentation buckets, any different size. So I've got a few different ones I'm going to try it out on all. And then this is the other attachment that goes in one way here, turn it around, and it goes into the top. I will stress that he says before you use anything, make sure you either dip it, submerge it into water or sanitizer, or at least squirt the inner seal and the outer cable down. So what I'm going to do is take it all apart and bake it before I go anywhere. I'm going to do some other tests as well, and I will get you. This is what's inside. So you've got the plastic bottom ring, and then you just take the bottom seal off, automatic. And in here is a high-grade silicone rubber ring and a suspended ball. Now, to get the ball out, I found you can use a lot of different things. I just like the paint can opener. It's got a little loop on the end. It's not too aggressive, it's not too pointy. I'm always worried about ruining things I'm trying to dig out, and you just put it in there and that would come out straight away just like that. That would be the seal, and then the ball too. Pretty easy. And to go back together, just push it in. Sorry, that's, yep. push it too far. I suppose it's something you get used to once you do. In, and it's back together. So anyway, I'm going to do a couple of different things. So first, I'm going to bake it because I'm pretty interested about something you can bake, and I want to make sure it works. So I will update you on the bake. Okay, so what I've done is I've got all the silicone parts, the soft rubber, off the hose, and I've got it in 20 minutes boiling water, and I'm going to boil it for 20 minutes. Decided against putting it in the oven once I sort of did a little bit of research, and I'm not going to push the unit. This is a review. I don't want to screw it up before I start siphoning and all that sort of stuff. 20-minute boil with all the silicone, that's high heat silicone. It's quite reasonable. I think it's going to review that. It's good for this review anyway. Now both the dip tube and the outer tube, I've just wrapped them up in stainless steel, in some alfoil, aluminum foil, and now I'm going to put it in the oven. I misquoted the temperatures before. It's actually not 400, it's 340 for 1 hour, and that's 340. I'm in America, don't let the accent fool you. So that's 340 Fahrenheit, 170 C, and that's for 1 hour. So just going to chuck it into the middle shelf, cover it up, and the alfoil is on here, aluminum foil is on here because I do a lot of other cooking in this oven. This has had a lot of fat and grease in there, and I'm just worried about the heat smoking what's left in the oven, the residual fats and greases, and burnishing this. This is a beautiful piece of stainless. I don't want to do that. I want it to look brand new all the time. So that's why I've covered it up with aluminum foil. Alright, so let's get it in here and boil it for an hour and come back and let's see if it still works. Alright, so while I'm waiting for that to boil, I think it's a bake and boil, I think it's a great time to obviously have a home brew. This is a home brew I did a little while ago. It's a Galaxy coconut. It's Adams over at Baldy's Brewing. Now when I did it originally, I screwed up a little bit on the tincture. I put a whole lot in there when I was only meant to, and you could still taste the vodka in it. So now I think it's been out there for a number of weeks, but right now this is tasting magnificent. So it's got the coconut, and the coconut's not a big whack of coconut. It's just like it comes on slowly. Initially you get the nice brown ale, and then a little bit of the chocolate, which is fairly smooth chocolate. It's not that abrupt bitter chocolate. I think that was the vanilla, giving you that round, smooth, chocolatey taste. But definitely, even now. It's got to be 6 weeks, I think. You can still smell the passion fruity, that Galaxy, which is a weird cross in a brown ale. But I had some guys over on last night on the weekend, and we nearly destroyed the whole keg. It's a really beautiful brown ale. So I've got a review on this one when I did it, and I was a little upset with it at the time. And the creator Adam actually chimed in and said, let it sit if you can hold on to it, and he was exactly right. So, cheers, and what have we got left? Another 50 minutes, so let's see how many of these I can whip in. Okay, so we are all cooled down, and quite honestly, it take a few hours for this thing to cool down. It gets the heat and it holds on really well. So now what we want to do is screw the end off that we screwed on there, just to make sure it doesn't come loose and transfer from the oven or whatever and become like a comet, a Halley's Comet. Put the seal back on, and then with this what we want to do is put the seal back in the end, and that's just a little grommet washer, and ball in first. So ball goes in first, rubber grommet goes in next, and now there is an actual lip in here that you need to get it in. Where's my little skewer? There it is. So yeah, there's a little lip in here that you need to get that back in. See how it's off to the side? You need to make sure that this is sitting in that little ridge, and everything is perfect. So yeah, there's a perfect little valley for it, and then the ball will tingle free. And then put that back on the end, and then you've got the collar that goes on the other end, the main collar. Excellent. And now, before you put the outer tube and the inner tube with this seal, and the seal doesn't look like it's altered at all from the heat, which is great. It looks perfect. Has to be wet. You have to moisten or wet the inside, and I'm just going to do it with a little bit of star sand now. Manufacturing says when you first get this unit, make sure you fully disassemble it and clean it in a PBW or some sort of an alkali cleaner before you even use it, which is, you know, pretty standard practice, right, in brewing. Put it back together. It's got the sound I like. End cap on, and now we're ready to put it straight into something and strain. All right, so let's do that. Okay, so what I've got here is 6.5 gallon carboy, a 5 gallon carboy, then I've got an upright tawley, and then I've got a keggy or a squash, and these are both 6.5 gallons. So it's suggested that you clean everything with an alkaline cleaner or a PBW or something before you start. Just fully disassemble it, clean it all in PBW or an alkaline cleaner first before you start. And then again, I've got to stress that you've got to clean, wet the inside of the tube and then the outside seal of the dip tube as well before you start, because it's a very tight fit and it's probably liable to wear. Alright, so this is the carboy, this is the main attachment. So you turn it with the tapered end and that goes in the carboy. So let's do that and let's see how it handles these different containers. I know everybody's got different size containers, different things, but this is all I use. But I do use most of them consistently. So let's put it down into the bottom here and see how it reaches. Okay, so this is 6.5 gallon, and yeah, it's about an inch off the bottom, I'd say, maybe an inch off the bottom. Yeah, so probably where you need it. It can go down a little bit further, probably where you need it for trub, and then the harder you push it down, apparently the harder it seals, and I can see that working now. It does work it. So see if it'll siphon. Yep. Okay, so it's siphoning. I do love this silicon tube they supply. It's a thick, good grade tubing. It's yeah, I've never bought anything this thick for myself. Too stingy maybe, or just, you know, didn't think I needed it. All right, so seems to work okay, and it goes all the way to the bottom of the 6.5 gallon carboy. Let's put it into the 5 gallon and see how much is left out the top. So I'll put it all the way down again to like the one inch, so where you would sort of get it before you bury it in the trub down the bottom. Usually the yeast I've been using populates about an inch off the bottom. Yep. It's a big tube, man. Holy crap, it really funnels well. Okay, it seemed to do that one okay. So this is the one I'm interested in because it always slops around in these buckets, especially when you're bottling. I know this bucket here has got the spout too, but this other one, if I ever prime some stuff and put it in there, it's a real pain in the backside to balance this. So you would turn the collar over to the flat side down and the tapered end up. Put it on, and then this is the attachment that I was very interested in. Now apparently this is labelled as a complementary clip. It will rust over time because the plating is inferior, but they're already working on another one. I don't know if they're going to supply the newer model for free if you purchase this unit, but it's definitely something I'm going to ask the question from. And then you slip that on there, and this goes onto the side. And I always have trouble with those other clips sticking around this taper on these sides. It doesn't seem to be an issue on this one. Okay, so that's down to just near the bottom. Pretty good. Oh, damn it, knew that was going to happen. Okay. again. I've got to learn my lesson after the first time. It's when you need a thirsty dog. Yeah, that's alright. Okay. Now this is the one I have trouble with that drain. This is the one I have trouble with, the shorter one, because a lot of the siphon is going to stick out the top. Let's do it halfway. Let's do it halfway up the side so there's a lot of that top weight. A lot of top weight. Yeah, and see it sticks on, it goes on beautifully there. That does go on really well there. Okay, so there's a lot of top weight on this siphon. And this is where I usually get into trouble because, yeah, this flops around. And like it does flop around, actually that's in the crease. So if it goes across onto the thread part there, that's really sturdy. So it's up about here in the container at the moment. And yeah, that is really sturdy. That's very good. There we go. Well, okay. So first impressions are really good. I do like that. I'm going to probably follow up about the clip here. So let me pull that out here before I fill that up. About the clip and the new clip, because if this one, it does look like it's going to rust too. It does look, but I do love the design of this clip. It's fat. It's good. Their motto is pass this on to your kids, and I probably will. I got 2 girls that are starting to be very interested in brewing beer, so let's see how we go. Alright, so that's been my review. If you like it, definitely check out the link below. I'm going to link Brewsssentials. Anthony's originally from Sierra Moon, that's where he came up, Moonshine, that's where they come up with this design. And definitely check out Circuited Brewing too, another great channel to watch. I'm sure you probably all know about it by now, but he's got an interview with Anthony at the NHC that is great to check out. Anyway, if you like, subscribe and give me a thumbs up, and I've got some more reviews and definitely some more brews, grains to glasses coming up this year. Thanks.